Revelation 1892. From the 19th of April 1941. The Sufferings of World Events Act of Divine Mercy. The less comprehensible the essence of the deity is to people, the more incomprehensible it appears to them that the great suffering they experience and have to bear is not a punishment but has to be regarded as an act of greatest mercy. This is only understandable when God's infinite love is taken into consideration. The love which wants to draw everything to itself and direct it, and which is not recognized. It does not let the beings fall and thus prevents people from completely separating themselves from God in their blindness. It wants to spare the beings the agonizing fate of souls which remain separated from God, and therefore uses a means which certainly appears cruel but which most likely results in people uniting with God. For now he can bestow upon them far more glorious things than earthly happiness and earthly pleasures. God has prepared the delights of paradise for the few who love and serve him. But he can never give these delights to beings who keep away from him. And it is merciful to God that his creatures should live in want, that they should not partake of the eternal glory. And because people make no effort to enter the path that leads to him, he comes to meet them by knocking on their hearts in suffering and seeking entrance. How long they are obdurate and do not want to hear his voice also determines the degree of suffering of these people. And at present people's spiritual state is so low, and therefore this requires very special measures on the part of the eternal deity so that the purpose will be achieved. And thus the Lord directs the world events brought about by human will in such a way that the human being's soul can thereby attain spiritual maturity, even though the body has to go through unspeakable hardship. For the body is transient, but the soul passes over into the spiritual kingdom. The sufferings of the body will end once, but the sufferings of the soul will not end with the death of the body. And what therefore appears as cruelty is an allowance of God, founded in his infinite love. For through suffering the human being can attain eternal beatitude, but he rarely takes the path to God, as long as his earthly life proceeds in calm equanimity. In greatest adversity prayer ascends to the Father in heaven, and that in spirit and in truth. And thus the Father can also hear the prayer and send his help. And one day the soul will truly sing praise and thanks to God that he has averted greater misery from it in the beyond. But humanity will not understand this until it seeks the explanation in God's great love. Amen.